play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Raynor getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bomb stats think we're gonna find Raynor.
Oh, the life finder keeps Maiev up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. Tonight we've got a great show for you. We've got a replay cast from Beast Coast versus the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit that was played a couple of weeks ago at the end of the regular season. But after that, we've actually got a live Coastal Finals coming at you from Div D East. That's going to be between House of Ches and Probius, the number 1 and number 5 seeds out of Division D. But we're a couple minutes behind, so let's jump right into this here. Now, this is a old patch replay, so we're not going to have draft, and it's going to screw everything up for the sound, so just be aware of that. When I go into the game here, it's going to take a moment for it to catch up. Magic. So while this is loading, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment to visit one of the division chats, the caster chats, the general chat, maybe even in captain's chat. I did put up a survey about the NGS rewind. I'd appreciate it if you just take a brief moment. If you've watched the show, great. Go put in some details, considerations, thoughts on the show. If you haven't watched the show, tell me that too. And if there's a reason. But game number 1 here is going to be on Cursed Hollow, and let's take a look at the maps. So Beast Coast, the blue team, had banned out Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. We've got then the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. And game number 1 is going to take place on Cursed Hollow. Not entirely sure. Yeah, it did show up. Okay. And that was picked by the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. Absolutely they are. Alright, let's fix the sound here so that we don't get blasted away. We should be all set. Alright, so the game overlay will be a little bit awkward as well, so I'll be turning that off partway through the game just so that you're aware, but let's go ahead and get our teams introduced. On the left, we've got Beast... No, we don't, do we? Yeah, we do. Beast Coast. We've got Monkus on Kira, Supergoat on Taronda, Secret 333 on Li Ming, Saris on Garrosh, and RGB Fox on Samuro. And on the right, we've got the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. We've got Denkstrom on ETC, Idioms on Jaina, Synchrony on Rhaegar, Jackster 37 on Sonya, and Eason G on Alarak. Not enough for Psychic. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Shows Curse is banned. Maybe I had the information set up incorrectly, but I'll double check after this. Make sure that it's correct here. So notice you will be able to see the talents there at the top of your screen as well. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the overlay so that you can check those out. Occasionally I can pop them up as well, but you can see, not ideal. Takes up a lot of screen real estate here, but we can still at least take a look at what the quests are. For example, at the beginning here, we've got that level 1 Prog Rock and Fingers of Frost here for Jaina. So looking for those globes. Over on the other side, we've got Fatal Wounds from Kira and the Warbringer quest for, or Warbreaker rather, for Garrosh. Aetherwalker for the Li Ming here. Right away, camp's coming up here, and Rhaegar already on the siege camp in the bot lane. This is, of course, the close one. And we see Fox heading over to do much the same, except with the Bruiser, so that they can have the close camps being picked up early, and then they'll go back later and get the far camps a little bit closer to when the objective spawns. Not this game. Don't worry, Secret, there'll be opportunities. And there's a little bit of a delay here. Normally we wouldn't have a delay on the replay cast, but because of the fact that we're doing a Coastal Funnels game immediately after, I just figured I'd keep it all together, so there you go. Alright, so the siege camp was picked up here by the Mosh Pit here, so the siege is on its way to help Sonya versus Li Ming here in the bottom. And we've already got the Bruiser camp being worked on here between Idioms and Symphony, trying to get that done here as 30 seconds until the first tribute, and they're going to go ahead and let that out now to help counter the pressure of this Bruiser camp in the mid. And up in the top, we've got Fox trying to gather some of that soak and counter a little bit on what Eason is doing here. But he's also sending his minions over to help with the camp. And between Munkus and the Samuro clones here, they'll be able to pick that up. And it looked almost there for a second like maybe Eason was going to follow. I think he was just following one of the clones though, so not probably actually thinking about coming in to fight that. But now the Bruiser camp that they picked up here a little bit ago is going to make it to the wall. ETC is going to power slide in, and Munkus going in onto the Rhaegar. Synchrony doing just fine, sitting in that spell armor bubble. Reserve a hotel for January. For what? What are you doing in January, Rek? But the first tribute of the game coming up here, and we've got a 2v1, although it's Sonya versus Tyrande and Li Ming. So a little bit of a challenging circumstance here as Jackster is whirlwinding his way, keeping himself alive as everybody else on the map still busy with Bruiser camps or soaking up in that top lane. And of course, with the, what's his name, Samuro up there, working on that value with that siege camp. But here's the knockback onto Super Goat, and Tyrande's going to get taken out. That's going to be first blood. Yeah, Recycic's just hanging out, you know, helping the stats. Everybody loves stats. The real excitement starts in 45 minutes or so. Oh, nice. All right, so we have the ice armor, frost armor here for Jaina, helping with the physical damage that's potentially coming out from that Samuro or even Kira. What else do we have there? We do have, of course, the cleanse. I don't even know what this ability does. Show of force. Oh, you know what? I've seen that more. We actually talked about that a little bit on another episode. And Into the Fray was taken, but that's totally okay. There are no turrets here. See that teleport build coming out from Li Ming. So the one interesting talent, I don't know, this might have been before the patch even, is I haven't seen a lot of people take this upstage. But doesn't mean that it's the wrong choice. I just haven't seen a lot of people take it. But Munkus does get caught there. The power slide in from Dengstrom, and the second kill of the game there for the real ultimate Mosh Pit here. And they're looking to get their second tribute. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on up here too. Yeah, it looks like they were able to sneak in and kill that. Oh, Samuro is actually down there. Never mind. Idiom's going to go ahead and get the channel, so that's now 2 tributes here for the real ultimate Mosh Pit. As the ping's going out here, calling for, well, I don't know if it's what they were calling for, but they got the kill onto the Garrosh. Real ultimate Mosh Pit making a solid statement at the beginning of this game. They've got walls down, they've got 2 tributes. They are 2/3 of a level away from 10. And looking to secure a victory here on game number 1 here between Beast Coast and Trump. But Munkus looking to get this kill onto Eason. Not quite able to get there. The power slide in onto Secret. Mostly just to keep Eason safe there, as ETC peeling for his teammate there. Toastal finals, there you go. Alright, so this time with the tribute in the upper half of the map, that's going to give Trump the opportunity to send out their siege camp in the bot lane opposite. And see if they can't get some value. Of course, Samuro here making use of those clones. And level 10 picked up here. So we've got the Mosh Pit, the Water Elemental, Ancestral Healing, the Wrath of the Berserker, we actually heard that a little bit ago there, and the Counter-Strike. Dangstrom positioned, possibly luckily, to soak that that owl that was looking to interrupt the Rhaegar. But it looks like we've got Beast Coast picking up camps to try to help counter the pressure of this curse. Crafty Trent, the House of Ches and Probius game comes up at 8 o'clock Eastern, so that'll be immediately following the replay cast here. So 1 fort down so far here for in favor of the real ultimate Mosh Pit, and they're now going to get onto this keep wall even. And at least as yet, there's very limited response here. There's going to be the pull into Garrosh, and Garrosh is going to get taken out. Monkus in a bit of danger here. Does use that grappling hook to get away, but now is still surrounded by the ETC and is making his way all the way around here. Power slide in. Monkus heading back to the graveyard as Real Ultimate Mosh Pit looking to get their first keep here on their first tribute. Yeah, of course. So a fort, a keep, and the bottom fort, and also they do have a siege camp still pushing here on this wall. And Samuro's got a clone up here just to keep an eye on this boss. Is going to be able to see that they're making their way up here. And I was going to say, I don't know that they can make it there in time. Especially with all the vision that they have. So I think they possibly would have been better just to get their own boss there. But certainly less value in that circumstance. They're going to look to fight over this. They are down a talent tier. They did make it, of course, here. We've got Tyrande getting chased down by Sonya and Samuro there. Almost looking like just a clone for a second there, but Monkus going into the team here, trying to get onto the ETC. Big taunt out of Garrosh there, but the Ancestral is going to keep Jaina alive there. And now the kill onto Tyrande. Garrosh followed up with the Kira. And that's going to give Mosh Pit here the opportunity to get right onto the boss. And this boss goes straight into the core. So we will see a full defense here. Everybody will be up from Beast Coast. And they're taking quite a while on this. They don't have the greatest boss clear. And we see pings calling for the bottom boss as the Mosh Pit here making their rotation down. Because of course, this has to be defended by Beast Coast on their core. If they don't defend it, they just lose the game. So this is going to be an easy pickup, easy tribute for Trump, and then they'll be able to push in with this into the bottom keep even. Let's check in on this boss here. It's got about a third, maybe a quarter of its health left. And Jaina's go ahead and pick this up. Idiom's there. Now the team's going to move on here. They're going to get this soak, catch up to level 15. Beast Coast now has level 13 available, so they've got their even level talents. And again, we see Samuro spread out all over the map. Well, not anymore. He just popped his clones up in the top there, so at least for right now, he's trying to get that value up in the top. Indomitable used there by Saris, and Monkus getting the revolving sweep in, but he's 2v1 basically there. Ancestral going out onto the Alarak, as Beast Coast trying to make something happen here into this team, but ultimately 2 players go down there, the Li Ming and the Gyrosh. Monkus in behind here a little bit as well, and that's going to be another kill. Samuro Fox here trying to provide some kind of defense, but that's still a fairly healthy 40% or so boss. They're going to start working on this core. And with only Samuro and Tyrande alive, and I don't think we've even seen a mosh pit. I don't think they've ultimately needed to or had a ideal situation for it. And the boss, there's the mosh pit. The knockback from that wave of force interrupting. But game number 1 gonna go over to the real ultimate mosh pit. Let's take a look at those stats here real quick. 12-0 here, 148 sadism for Alarak, and with those kills, you know, Jaina only got to 10,000, but a large part of that is because they were able to kill people so quickly. You know, there weren't long sustained fights for the most part. Really, the only sustained fight they had was up at the top boss, and that didn't last for too long, really. So yeah, so quick burn there by the real ultimate mosh pit here. Show up the stats for you real quick. All right, and then we'll go ahead and get set up for game number 2 here. Try to catch up a little bit on chat. What's in 45 minutes? The coastal Div D, my goodness, Div D East. Ugh, doesn't bode well for casting tonight if I can't remember which division we're talking about. All right, and then just as a reminder here, I have to reload the game after each game because it is an old replay, so it doesn't play within BattleNet. You have to restart. It's kind of annoying. But welcome everybody. Glad that you could join us this evening for this replay cast between Beast and Trump and Beast. And I should give them their point, huh? Let's update that. There we go. All right, and then let's take a look here. Game number 2 is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. It was the selection of Mosh Pit. And let me just double check here. I wanted to, you mentioned that it showed that Cursed Hollow was banned, and yeah, actually it does. Whoever uploaded this indicated that Cursed Hollow was one of the 2 bans, so maybe they did ban it and they played it anyway. That happened earlier in the season. I don't remember. It might have been one of these teams, actually. I think it was a Div B team. Let's see. So this is going to be Volskaya Foundry, and this one was picked by Trump as well. All right, give me just 1 second here to set the teams up. All set. Let's get into this game. So again, this is going to be game number 2 on Volskaya Foundry. And let's see, there we go. Yeah, I don't know, Secret. That's what somebody posted when they uploaded it, so. So let's take a look again here. The first game was on Cursed Hollow. It was picked and won by the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. The second game here, Volskaya Foundry, picked by Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. The bans were apparently not Cursed Hollow by Beast Coast, but Tomb of the Spider Queen. You know what? It was probably Infernal Shrines, because Beast Coast banned out Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen pretty much every single time. So it's probably Infernal Shrines. Then you've got the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit banning out Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. So let's get the game set up here. Options. Turn this down. All right. All set there. Let's get this out of the way. All right, here we go. Game number 2 between Beast Coast and the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. All right. On the left, we have Beast Coast. Monk is going to be playing Maev, Ceres on ETC, Fox on Thrall, Supergoat on the Rhaegar, and Secret 333 on Kel'Thuzad. And on the right, we've got the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. Idiom's going to be playing the Kira, Isan on Raynor, Synchrony on Malfurion, Dengstrom on Johanna, and who didn't I say? Jackster on Artanis. Yeah, you know what? Haunted Minds, I'm a fan. I'm okay with it. So let's take a look here. We've got Ace in the Hole for the Raynor. We've got Fatal Wounds for Kira. The amateur opponent for Artanis. And we do see here both Johanna up in the top lane, Artanis down in the bot lane, working on that soak right away. And for Beast Coast here, we do have the... it is Prog Rock, yeah. Looks a little different on this overlay here. Big chain coming out from Kel'Thuzad there. Not quite able to get any kills at the very beginning of this game, as Kel'Thuzad needs to stack those 30 hits before becoming a real powerhouse. But we do also, it looks like, have Echo of the Elements. Yes, that was... This is at the end of the season. It was the last 2 weeks, and they did not have Mega Muffin for these games. We do see Thrall here coming in for the their camp here on the left side for Beast Coast, and on the right, both Raynor and Malfurion picking up their siege camp as well, so a little bit more of a commitment there from the Mosh Pit. Jackster even rotating up to help out, as really nothing in the bot lane to worry about soak-wise. Both teams picking them up about the same time, but currently Beast Coast slightly ahead in the XP. And with the pressure here that they've got, with the lane pressure, we're going to see Raynor and Malfurion coming over here all ready to start working on the siege camp. And level 4's coming up just a little bit ahead for Beast Coast. And Johanna watching just to make sure that Beast Coast doesn't make their way into the boss area here, the support camp area. But because they've capped this, they'll hold on to this until it's time to get the spawn point. But hold up, that swap onto Secret is going to get the root and then the kill onto Kel'Thuzad. Now, Supergoat also in danger, and that's a dropped turret as well. And that's now going to give Trump the opportunity to jump right onto this support camp here. And they will now have all of the items for the control point. Control point ice starting here in 10 seconds. And with that, the siege camp has been released Earlier, the siege camp was picked up by Beast Coast, so that is already in the lane. And we're going to see here Johanna at least staying up above to try to deal with that camp. A swap missing there from Jaxter. We see the rotation from Kira coming up here from the bot lane. Ping's going out, and we now have a full 5-on-5 here. Kira going in onto Munkus, but using that Vault of the Wardens, but the pull in onto the Rhaegar is going to help secure that kill. And Munkus also in danger there, is going to go down. The double turrets dropped here. Still the biotic emitter available, not yet used. And the face melt knocking back the Kira to slow down that damage onto ETC. So a 2 for nothing there, and now Thrall will head up to deal with this top lane to clear up the siege camp here. Indeed, Kime. You don't want to hear that. So again, picking up those stacks here for Kel'Thuzad. Let's check in on those stacks. How are we doing with that? He's at 13 so far. And now the turrets are both down. Sitting at 60% on the control point here. And with all of their team members up, we're going to see Beast Coast coming in here. The power slide in. They do get the stun and kill onto Malfurion here. Quite the combo. Now the biotic emitter has been used. Jaxter a little bit low, trying to make use of those shields, but Saris does get caught and goes down thanks to the dot damage coming from Kira. Fox as well, looking just worse for wear. And now Munkus does get the Shadow of Vengeance out. A little blinky teleport. And that's going to give the Protector over to the real ultimate mosh pit. Kira and Johanna hopping in there, working on the minions in the lane first. And trying to get what value they can here out of these towers. Getting the XP out of them, if nothing else here. And that'll help them to pressure that later in the game as well. Making their way up now to the top lane. Trying to get the wall down, maybe get into that healing well as well. But the Protector kind of making a circuitous route, just taking a bunch of damage here from the team, maybe kind of holding on to cooldowns possibly. But Malfurion getting caught there by the Kel'Thuzad, because the Protector counts as a hero. It may be an unstoppable hero, but it still gets the it still gets targeted with the chains. So that, just like if you hit a Johanna, it pulls that player into them. So a little bit of an adjustment when you're playing that Kel'Thuzad to drop your combo a little bit differently so that you can land those roots, as we saw. Didn't I just show that? I'll show it again, though. We are now sitting at 26, so Kel'Thuzad really stacking, sorry, 27, maybe 28. And there's the power slide in, but the cleanse coming out, keeping Raynor nice and healthy. Idiom's going in now as well. There's the Twilight Dream gonna take out the Rhaegar. Suddenly level 10 heroics available. And a nice, quick, easy kill there thanks to that Twilight Dream. We did also see Johanna's Blessed Shield going out here, and Kira's Final Strike. Okay. Artanis managed to also take out a Thrall in the bot lane. So level 10 advantage now up to 11. We're just a little bit away from 10s here for Beast Coast. They're looking for the soak in the top lane, maybe even to get on the siege camp here. Yep. They'll leave Maiev to deal with that. Once again, all of these camps being picked up by the real ultimate mosh pit so far. 8 kills to 2. No forts down just yet. And we should be nearing completion here for Kel'Thuzad. Well, in fact, I know we are. He's all done, so there you go. Looks like both teams looking at the support camp, mostly being mindful of it, making sure they know what's going on. We also had that Twilight Dream I mentioned earlier, and Raynor's Raider was confused by the cooldown. We also have the Suppression Pulse, giving that blind for Artanis. On the other side, for Beast Coast, we've got the Shadow Fisher, which of course has been changed at this point, I think. It has, so this is post-patch. We've got the Ancestral Healing for Rhaegar, and that's going to give them, by the way, now, because the Trump team is sitting on their siege camp, that's going to give Beast Coast the opportunity to get their support camp real quick here. And they brought that down really quickly. We also have the Warden's Cage, the Mosh Pit, and Earthquake. So a lot of setup there for an AoE, you know, just destruction combo. Getting those Fan of Knife resets. That being said, they do have Johanna on the side of Trump, so there is the opportunity to pop that Iron Skin and clean up a pathway out of the Warden's Cage for the team. You're a real hero now there, Secret, because you've got 30 stacks. But good job on that. I mean, getting that quickly is pretty solid. So, speaking of getting those stacks, there goes the Warden's Cage here. The big damage coming out on Akira is going to be dead. Ancestral Healing going out onto, I believe, the ETC. And Dangstrom in danger as now the Earthquake coming out. ETC power sliding in is not able to get Eason, but the other kills coming out all over the place. Artanis, Malfurion, Johanna all falling after the Kira on that disengage. What a play coming out from Beast Coast. Pressing their R buttons in harmony. And I believe they even... Do they still have the Biotic? They do, so yeah. With that pressure now, they can get in the top lane, start working on the towers, maybe get to the wall, as there's still a few moments here before Trump can get to the... I said wall, I meant well. And keep in mind, taking out the walls too, the walls provide not only vision, but they also provide Kira an escape. So taking a moment to knock out these walls can be quite valuable to Beast Coast. Yeah, the upgraded Kel'Thuzad Shadowfisher is pretty nasty, and I don't know if it's been hotfixed yet, but they're changing that around a bit if they haven't. Certainly after this game, ETC power sliding in does do the Mosh Pit, but it gets pulled out pretty quickly there. There goes the final strike. We did see that suppression pulse as well. Monkus in bit of danger, uses Shadow Vengeance to get out, but Kel'Thuzad with the big root onto Idioms and Synchrony. Big swap there, throwing Thrall deep into the team. And that's going to be a kill secure coming out from the Twilight Dream. And Secret also going down there, popping into the Phylactery as Ancestral not quite able to keep him up. And Maiev going in for the tether ends up bringing too many of the red team there along with her. Trump will always get to the wall, fair enough. Oh man. 80% for Beast Coast on the channel. I don't know that they have enough time to get back there though with Maiev being down. And we're gonna see here Rhaegar rotating up. Maiev is coming back in here, so unless they manage to somehow get a kill just randomly out of this like a Kel'Thuzad combo, I don't know that they make it. They're going to try, but not quite able to. ETC power sliding in. Now that's a little bit of a danger zone for him. Cleanse coming out. The Blessed Shield went out as well, but just too deep in there. Not quite close enough to get that power slide onto the point to stall it. And that left ETC exposed to a lot of danger. And with that ETC dead now, here comes the Protector into the top lane, looking for presumably at least the wall, maybe even damage onto the keep, but the walls are down, tower as well. ETC still out for 10 seconds. So they can definitely get some solid damage onto this keep, and it's already at half health here. And we see the Shadowfishers coming out onto the Punisher, or Protector rather there. Warden's Cage coming out. There are two in there. Johanna and Artanis, and there's the Mosh Pit here, and there's not a whole lot that can be done to counter it. So they do get the kill onto Artanis, but ETC had to pay with his life as standing there in just as a solo target. Oh, I almost caught the Super Goat with that laser as well. So no core damage as the Protector's almost out, and we see the heroes popping out of that Protector. 7 kills to 13. So definitely Trump in the lead as far as the kills in the structures. And I think if we looked at the number of camps, I don't know if there's a... Well, there certainly isn't on this overlay. I don't know if there's a way to see how many camps they've gotten, but certainly the number of camps, it feels like that's been in favor of Trump as well, as they were able to pick up earlier camps with the items. But yes, I definitely agree, Kime. The Mosh Pit has been capitalizing on errors in judgment, shall we say, moments of, you know, pushing a little bit too hard and then finding themselves exposed a little bit too far forward. And again, so, you know, Johanna using that, I don't even remember the name of the ability, hammer, gives not only vision, also does a little bit of damage. It's a quick respawn on the timer too. It's a 30-second cooldown, but it reduces the time for each enemy hero that's blinded. All right, there's the swap onto Thrall once again into the back line here. We see the Warden's Cage coming out, and Face Melt used to keep Raynor in there, but once again, the Maiev getting caught there. Tons of damage going out. Ancestral used, and there's a Mosh Pit here, but nobody to follow up on it. Although Thrall was able to stay on the Raynor, so that gets Thrall the kill onto Raynor here. But Thrall trying to make it away does get rooted by the Malfurion, pulled back in by that Condemn, and caught by the Kira. Kira getting put on the wrong side of the wall there, but enough of the wall damage was put out that she was able to walk out of there pretty easily. And that's going to give now Trump the opportunity to start working on the bottom fort as well. So this is a really great opportunity for them as the third control point C in the bot lane, oftentimes ends the game. When you get that third protector, if you win that and there's no fort, that can be huge push value for you. But again, with the Thrall still dead, Trump is making their way onto the mid lane now, keeping the lane pressure going. Now they're going to head over and get their siege camp and get that pressure going in the top lane where they've got constant catapults. And that's going to give them an advantage in this bottom control point. That being said, the bottom control point is the death zone. It's just as bad as the bridge on Dragonshire. But not if they actually never get there. Jaxter a little bit far forward. This time it's going to be the Artanis in danger here, and is going to pop off on the Kel'Thuzad Shadowfisher. Once again, Maiev getting caught there. Final strike going out and ETC dying. So, I mean, Artanis set it up maybe accidentally, but with the positioning here from Beast Coast, not quite able to get what they needed. And now Kel'Thuzad getting the chains, killing off the Raider. But this is 2 versus 4. Good 30 seconds until the rest of Beast Coast is up. So we're going to see a call onto the core. The Bidec emitter goes out, but the kill onto Raynor is absolutely huge. And that's going to force Trump to pull back. So no actual damage, but we do see here still more damage going out. They might still even be able to get the Malfurion. Keep in mind that Kira's not exactly healthy here either. And there it is. They get the kill onto the Kira. And here's Munkus. He's back, ready to play. And clearing the lane. So that core call costing 2 heroes. And possibly the control point. And I think I have an idea of what that highlight might be, Munkus. I was going to mention it earlier. So the control point C down here with these conveyor belts tends to be a death zone, and for one, because of the conveyor belts, but also because there's very limited space right here that people tend to congregate to. And when you've got a hero like Kel'Thuzad, if people are congregating, that can be as bad as a Orphea. getting people together, or a Mephisto popping off with Endurance of Hate and then comboing off with his Skull Missiles. So I'm really interested to see if this is what I think is going to happen, and I think it is based on seeing the level 20s here. So we'll see how this fight goes. And right now it's going to be Beast Coast getting onto the control point first. That surprises me a lot because Trump actually had their level 20s well in advance of Beast Coast here. So the turret is used. There are the Blessed Hammers here. The Root coming in. Ancestral going out onto Thrall. There's the Warden's Cage. The Twilight Dream here. And there's the Shadow Fisher with the Mosh Pit. And they keep coming. And there goes the rest of the team of the real ultimate Mosh Pit. Just obliterated by Kel'Thuzad there. Holy cow. And that's and it was right exactly there, right here, right where ETC is standing right now, because that's where people want to congregate, and that gave ETC the opportunity to get a solid mosh, getting all 4 in there, and then the level 20 upgrade from Kel'Thuzad, allowing for the resets on top of the additional charges. And if you hit 4 people, that's 4 additional casts. That's how much damage is that right now? 500. That's a couple thousand damage that Kel'Thuzad got for free. So now Beast Coast with a nearly full protector, and both of their damage will back away as Monkus clearing the catapults here, because the catapults are starting to get core damage. 15 kills to 22. That is a lot of kills. Even for a 20-minute game. Not quite a 20-minute game. That is a significant kill count already from these two teams. Either side. 38 seconds left on the Protector. Loads of time. And all the damage is outside of the Protector. The tank and healer inside, so limited peel potential. There's also very limited healing potential. The Protector can really only give that shield. So the swap just missing there as Fox juking out of the way, making sure that he doesn't get caught for the, I think, 3rd time. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that too, Kima. I think that the opportunity was there, but without having the Maya of Warden's Cage and also having the tank and the healer in the Protector, that might have been a difficult place to end, because with everybody coming up, you know, one of these DPS gets caught by the 5-man of Trump, and suddenly it's game potentially, right? I mean, because then they can't win that fight. So both teams posturing over the support camp, although Artanis is in the bot working on that turret camp. So, but Beast Coast not willing to commit because they at the time didn't know that Artanis was down there. And so now that Monkus is going to head back to the siege camp, it looks like Beast Coast pulling off. That's going to give this support camp uncontested over to the real ultimate mosh pit. Both teams working on their siege camps here, but of course in the top lane, all that value going over to Trump because they've got catapults, which even in this current minion wave here have already been cleared. But the catapults will provide value here with the siege camp. They'll allow it to clear out the other siege camp on the side of Beast Coast. So we're going to see Beast Coast just move on, clear this out. And it should be noted here, both of the mid forts are still up. Not super healthy. They're about half. Both wells in the mid lane are still up. So the next control point in the mid is going to be quite an interesting fight. Could be a sustained fight, or it could just be a quick blow up. We saw from Kel'Thuzad just a moment ago what can happen with a solid combo coming out from Beast Coast here. But don't underestimate the value of what we've got on the other side here. We've got that final strike reset, And if they get one kill, suddenly Kira turns into Li Ming, except for a lot more damage out of it. We also have the Execute from Raynor, so anybody gets under half, not only do they have additional damage from Kira, but also from Raynor now. All right, Kime, thanks for joining us. I hope you stop by later for the Div D East Coastal Finals. All right, so Trump looking at this top lane, trying to keep as much pressure going as possible, keep their catapults moving in that top lane. And I kind of expect to see them come down, clear this out before they get to this middle control point. And it looks like that's what they're doing. They're gonna grab the turret camp first. And it looks like Beast Coast just keeping the lane clear. Just keeping the lane pressure neutral. Yeah, I've tried each of her level 20s, and, you know, depending on the circumstances, I've tried, like, the grappling hook, even the hunter one, depending on the circumstances. So, Trump picking up onto the point already. They are the first to get the charge going. And the turret dropped here. There's the Blade Dash coming from Jackster. Earthquake popped and Suppression Pulse. There's the Warden's Cage as well. Nobody really into it, and we see that Johanna popping the Iron Skin, making sure to clear it up. The pull from Maiev, pulling her back, and the Biotic Emitter was used there. As now Trump getting off the point and going back on. Beast Coast did get the channel started, but this is now contested territory. Neither side gaining any charge. There's the pull onto the Kira, but Raynor gonna kill both the ETC and Maiev, and now the Thrall as well. Looking for the swap. They get the swap onto Kel'Thuzad, and that is kill number 4. Kel'Thuzad coming back here with that phylactery. And Supergo trying to make it out. Does manage to do so. But is this the end of the game? 5 versus 2. But the kill! Oh my god! Onto Raynor! The catch onto the Raynor from Kel'Thuzad and Rhaegar. And that just saved them the game. Because now they're a little bit exposed. Even a 4v2 against this Kel'Thuzad puts them at risk, because any of their characters, with maybe the exception of Johanna, could just die. But in the top lane, I mean, they're in a bit of a pickle here. They have to choose between the Protector or the 3-stack catapults, and it looks like Secret's gonna get a lot of damage, but is gonna make it out alive there. Rhaegar keeping him alive, and the final strike going out, just missing here. So the catapults are gonna get taken down, but there's still this Protector. And at 25 minutes into the game, I don't know that there's any way that Beast Coast can effectively kill this Protector. The Protector doesn't even have lines, it has so much health. It's just got 1 health bar. How much health does this thing have? 40,000 health. By comparison, I think the core has 28,000. So the Protector has more health than the core right now. But we're dancing around here because there's no Raynor. They're a little bit far forward with the Raynor. I just wanted to check this. 22,000. So half the health of the Protector. So Raynor has made it. There's the Thrall Feral Spirit here, and getting some damage in onto the team. Power slide in, but knocked away from the Mosh Pit here. It is going to be ETC going down, but the Death Mosh pulling the Artanas in, and once again, 3 kills from Kel'Thuzad. But the Protector now working on the core. It's only got 25% of its health left, but look at how much damage it does. Each hit is 4%, punching this thing down. But it's Johanna and Malfurion. They don't have a ton of damage. How can they win this? 20%. They've got a turret, And turret's still going. Malfurion dying now. Johanna doing absolutely everything to stay alive is gonna go down. 7%. And the catapult's just not quite there. But there's catapults in the other direction. But they don't end the game. They can't end the game. Oh my goodness. Kel'Thuzad coming over here, trying to keep this lane pressure going, trying to kill off the minion wave, get catapults back over here. I don't know, guys. All right. 3 of Trump alive to defend here. There are no control points available. There is a healing support camp here up and available. We've got the turret camp picked up now. 7%. Not a lot over here. Let's look at how much that is. 10,000 health. 10,000 health. We've got all 5. I don't know. I've seen 3% core calls fail utterly. And if they go for a core call here and lose it, they lose the game. And we just saw what happens with the, especially with that death metal combo with Kel'Thuzad. Now, it looks like the team's gearing up for a fight. All right, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do here. They are going to get caught by the minion wave. But Beast Coast sitting on their turret there might be a little bit too late. They needed to be here right when the team got here. There's the earthquake. And Twilight Dream was used there to silence both Rhaegar and Thrall. The Blessed Shield going out, but the core already down. That's going to be game 2 going over to the real Ultimate Mosh Pit. What a game. That was exciting. Some great combo plays from Beast Coast, but ultimately just a little bit too much coming out from the real Ultimate Mosh Pit in this 2-0 victory over Beast Coast. Show these statistics here real quick, and then we're going to get set up for our Coastal Finals here between House of Ches and Probius. All right. So thanks everybody for joining for Beast Coast versus the real Ultimate Mosh Pit. I'm going to be right back. I just want to set up a quick update in the stream, carry it over for our what are these, Coastal Finals, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.